everybody, CW here. Excuse the noise, I'm on the range. There's gonna be a little bit of gunfire. This is a VR to a friend of mine online, A Walk with Al. He does gun reviews on the range, some little fishing shows. Just a real nice channel, super nice guy. I think you'd appreciate him. I will leave a link in the description to his channel. He did a video of a pistol that I also have, and I decided to bring out a version of it as he brought out a Magnum, which is of course my favorite, but I also have a long rifle version, and this one here is how I keep it. Nice little kit, everything here in the case. And what it is it is a Chipmunk. And let me get the bolt out of it, make everybody happy here. We're on the range. I'm going to show you the barrel. Hopefully you'll be able to read it. If I can zoom in a little bit for you. Here we are. Chipmunk, 22 short, long, and long rifle, made in USA. And the neat thing about these is they're made right in Pennsylvania, and it gives you the date that they were born right on the receiver. So this one's only 2 years old. The 22 long rifles have a little feeding enhancer. That's just a little springy lifter, because you just drop a bullet in there and close the bolt. They're left-handed, made for a right-handed person, single shot, and you got to cock them every time. So you open them up, drop a bullet in, close the bolt, pull this back, cocks it, and then you fire it. They offer scope bases rather. They bolt on the gun, and they're for 3/8 groove. So I got some air gun rings on here, which are actually dynamite. They really hold super well. They got a really large clamping area with big screws, a lot of clamping force, and they do not move. Inside here is little sticky tabs. So the scope, it stays stuck, it stays in the position you want it in. This is actually a really good scope. Etched glass. It's a Tasco, but it's older, and it's a tremendous scope. Tapered crosshairs with a dot. I'll try and show it to you, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to, because if you ever tried to video inside a scope, you know it's not very easy. So these guns also have a threaded muzzle, so they are dynamite suppressor hosts. Now, I don't have a suppressor here today, but I do have my linear comp. I love these things. They're straight through, so there's nothing inside it, no baffles, no nothing. They do not reduce sound. They redirect it, so it's going to push the sound away from us. And with one of these on, when you're shooting standard velocity or low velocity loads, you don't even need ears. So they don't silence it in any way. They just redirect that sound forward, because everything comes out the front. A little bit of a chamber lowers the velocities, and it just changes the tone a little bit, and everything goes forward. So it's a lot more pleasant to shoot. Now these grips, they're made for really subhumans. Unless you're a 12-year-old boy or girl, they're really not going to fit you very well. So what I did was I got in here with my grinder, my Dremel, and I opened up the top and I cut away the bottom. And then over here, I cut away inside here, and I cut away all around here. I made a palm swell. So I removed material here, removed material here. I made it thinner, and now I've got a large hand. I won't say I've got a giant hand, but I've got a large hand. Now that fits my hand really well, and it's quite comfortable. Almost like a bullseye grip. It's got a slot for your thumb, but there's no real thumb rest. And again, it's made for right-handed. So this is a right-handed shooting gun. The one Al showed you is a plastic grip, and I believe it's universal, right or left-handed. And it's got this Barracuda type forend on it. Stainless steel fluted barrel. And it shoots pretty good. So we're going to shoot it here at 50 yards. I'm not set up really for showing you bullet impacts out there. So we're just going to shoot at it, and when I bring it in, I'll show you the pictures. So let's shoot a couple different kinds of ammunition and show you what we got here. And just some of my favorites. CCI Quiets. Let me zoom in a little better. CCI Quiets. These haven't been made in a bunch of years, and they were made in Australia. If you can find these, buy them. 42 grain subsonic MRX. They are not your typical Winchesters. These buggers shoot. They haven't been made in a bunch of years. So it's going to take an older gun shop that's had them sitting on the shelf for a while. But if you can find these, grab them. They do expand. They will expand. I think this is an open box. We'll shoot some of these here today. And I'll show them to you. It's a good sized hollow point. Looks a lot like a CCI bullet. But they flat shoot. And we got some really quiet ones. The Calibris. I got some Aguila rifle match. I got some Wolf extra match. And my favorite go-to for accuracy, Elite 10X. This is the EPS version. What else do we have over here? This surprisingly shoots very well. I'm not a big Winchester rimfire fan. This surprisingly shoots pretty well. And lastly, the 60 grain subsonic SS. This is a 22 short case with a super long bullet. Let me show you one in case you've never seen them. These are not made anymore either. At least I don't believe they are. If they are made, I haven't seen them in a while. But they're a funky looking bullet. So a 22 short case, a super long bullet. They do not work in all guns. They tumble like a bugger in a lot of them. So just know that. All right, let me zoom you out. Maybe I'll zoom you in on the target. Not that you're going to see much because we are shooting at 50 yards. But let's see what we can do. And I'll take a few shots with a couple different bullets and we'll see what we get. Stand by. Yeah, I told you it's a long way out there. Zoom in as most as I can. I think I've only got 3x zoom available to me. So get you in the center of the screen here, and then maybe I will zoom it in. All right, so there we are. Let me restart this little clip here, and if I can, I will zoom in on the target. We're going to shoot at the upper left-hand corner. All right, here we are. And again, we were shooting here. I told you there was some bullet holes. I was shooting this with a bunch of different stuff. But if you look here, look at a group. I don't know what we got up there. Maybe no, it was all the same ammo, so it was me. But that's pretty darn good. I mean, that's 2 inches. You take that one out, it's a little over an inch. You add those, it's like 6 inches. But that's pretty darn good. We were shooting here, so it was shooting way to the right. So that correction we made out there at 100 was worthwhile because it really was shooting way to the right. And this is just some other stuff I was doing. These are some cast bullet loads, cast bullet loads, cast bullet loads. There's 3 shots, 3 shots. This was the best one. This is the Whalen. And then I went out to 100. And the rest of this is just pistols, 44 mag, 22, I don't remember what this was. 9mm. I don't know what this was. Anyway, there we go. There's our target at 50 yards. So, you know, that's half of my fist. That's pretty darn good. I'm trying to show you these crosshairs. Pistol scopes are not easy. I got to hold this way out in front and hope that it's focusing on the spot I want it to. Let me tell it to focus there and hope that it holds. And you guys can see those crosshairs. It's a dot. It's about a 3-minute dot with 4 tapered hairs, and they're etched. So it's really high quality glass for something a lot of people figure is cheap scopes, Tascos. Not this one. This one is a high-end pro class Tasco. All right, everybody. God bless. CW out.